growing up, I was around so much between music business and everything. But like I was sitting back, gaining on it.
I copy 2020, but I can't think 20, but I can't think 20.
Yeah, play whatever you want to play, baby. Just looking at my beautiful son. Beautiful. Black chick.
Quincy Brown, Diddy's stepson, celebrated his milestone birthday and rang in another year in style in June of last year. In Diddy's household, partying, alcohol, girls, and men are the norm. Quincy grew up in the full glare of his dad's epic party life, which he claims ruined his childhood. The actor was the guest of honor at a star-studded Dirty 30 soiree hosted at a swanky Beverly Hills estate by his rap mogul stepfather. It was disclosed during Quincy's last celebration that the birthday party was unlike any other, featuring food trucks, a dance-off with Chris Brown, robots performing on trampolines, and a special video from The Rock. Throwing parties is probably the one thing we can provide Diddy. Speaking to people about the new Paramount Plus series Family, Quincy acknowledges that he was raised in unique circumstances. The rapper, who also appears with brothers Justin Dior Combs and Christian King Combs to discuss their father, narrates legacy. The aspiring artist Sean Diddy Combs says it has been motivating to see how hard he has worked throughout his life. I do a lot now, but I suppose I was a sponge. He talks about how he first met Diddy when he was a kid, and the producer started seeing late model Kim Porter. The ability to manage and balance all of these things is one of my loves, along with acting and music. But I think his ability to do so was my biggest takeaway from him. He has acknowledged publicly that he has had a quiet existence behind the scenes. But as they say, there are always two sides to a story. Although Quincy divided his time between his family's sides in Georgia and New York, the eldest son of music producer Albie asserts that what he saw in Diddy's home as a toddler destroyed his innocence. He and his brothers would accompany Diddy on his tours as children, giving him the opportunity to fully experience growing up under the hip-hop mogul's tutelage. I believe my dad felt safer with us there. He needed his family there no matter what, and I believe it was a win-win situation to have your kids as your road dogs. It improved everything, Quincy adds. With a focus on his 16-year-old twin sisters, Jessie James and Delilah Starr, whom he includes in the music video for his most recent track, Face Off, the 32-year-old is also eager to bring up-and-coming artists to the industry. He chuckles, "I'm my sister's manager, but I don't need no contracts or papers. I resemble the uncle-dad manager guardian. I'm asserting my center of privilege. I want people to truly understand the depths of your abilities." They've told me about their interests and future goals, so I'm sort of taking them along for the trip, as it will soon serve as a launching pad for their own path. Quincy is attempting to shield his younger siblings from what he and his older brother experienced as children, the sensual parties their singer father threw on a daily basis. It also disclosed how amazing it has been to welcome baby sister Love, who is now 7 months old, into the family. Seeing life in front of you is a beautiful thing, he says. It's not like being 10 or 15 and witnessing a newborn, especially at my age. He chuckles, "Now I got baby fever." I'm going to give birth soon. Quincy's wish to carry on his mother's heritage, like Diddy, is another factor contributing to his self-described baby fever. Porter passed away in 2018 at the age of 47 from pneumonia. The multi-platinum cellared recording artist Usher, who appeared on Howard Stern's Sirius XM show in 2016 and talked about his early career with Bad Boy, attending Puffy Camp, the upcoming Hands of Stone movie, and much more, has confirmed what young Quincy claims to have seen in Diddy's home.
Good morning. Can I help? Yeah, what are you doing?
were working hard to convince him to break away from his leather jacket routine and forced him to disassociate himself from his dream. Usher and Stern had a fascinating discussion on his rise, beginning with his time on Diddy's Bad Boy record label. The renowned singer told Stern that he learned how to become a star by attending Puffy's taste camp.
And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
Here we go.
To start, Puffy took 14-year-old Usher into a room with several women to see whether he would get anxious. "I won that battle," Usher stated. He also disclosed that he had never had sex when he was 14 years old and was singing about it. Along with many other artists, he was friends with Biggie Smalls, Lil' Kim, and Faith Evans. During his stay at Diddy's residence, Usher also disclosed that he had a somewhat different purpose and talked to Jay-Z, who was echoing lines from Usher's debut album. There are suspicions that Usher is a victim of gay parties, and he has reportedly admitted to seeing them. Rappers and singers were interviewed about Puff Daddy's bizarre and publicized all-male parties in a recent TikTok film. The interviews included queries regarding the rapper's heterosexuality. Rappers and singers were interviewed about Puff Daddy's bizarre and publicized all-male parties in a recent TikTok film. The interviews included queries regarding the rapper's heterosexuality.
Like, just filled with chicks and orgies.
Jamie Foxx is interviewed at the beginning of the video, discussing Sean Puffy Combs' alleged secret gatherings with young males. Rappers such as 50 Cent ridiculed Puffy for hosting parties that were only attended by guys, including younger ones, as was the case with Usher at Flavor Camp. The video also features an interview with R&B singer Usher, in which Howard Stern and co-host Robin Quivers discuss his early years in New York City, including his time living with Puff Daddy as a teenager and their parties and celebrations at the so-called Flavor Camp. Usher talked about how he learned about the way of life but wasn't sure if he would join in and partake because it was somewhat crazy. It was implied later in the video that Usher and Sean Puffy Combs shared a bed when Usher was 10 years old and would wrestle for Frosted Flakes. Therefore, it goes without saying that Quincy did his share if Usher and others like him continued to live at Diddy's home. You know, Diddy had a serious connection with Quincy's mother, model Kim Porter, from the early 1990s until the noughties. She passed away tragically in 2018. Like Beyoncé and Jay-Z, Kim and Diddy were one of the most popular couples in hip-hop, and the head of Bad Boy Records had no trouble adopting her son from a prior relationship. Indeed, it seems he built what would become their large family unit without even thinking about it. Singer Al B is Quincy's biological father. Yes, and it's easy to notice that the apple and the tree are very similar in appearance just by looking at Quincy.
So I followed him the whole time. I remember watching Puff in Beverly Hills filming in a pool party that deeply.
However, Diddy was the star actor's main father figure. He adopted him when he was about 3 years old and reared him as his own. It would be reasonable to assume that Quincy had an extremely privileged life growing up in a famous household with perks and many famous aunts and uncles like Mary J. Blige and Jay-Z. But that all came at a cost, which he confirms as he once revealed this is evidence of Diddy's genuine love for Kim, who was also the mother of Christian, Delilah, and Jesse. I was exposed to a variety of things growing up, which helped shape who I am now. My personality is shaped by everything I've experienced and the cities I've lived in. Despite having a close-knit family consisting of his mother, adopted father, siblings, and grandmother, Quincy's relationship with his biological father, Al B., was originally tense and well-reported. DeQuincy accused his biological father of being an absentee father in an open letter he published in 2008. The guy I admire as a father is Sean Combs. He is the one who helped shape me into the person I am today. and I will always try to live up to his expectations, Quincy wrote in the article that was published by Global Grind. I will always love and respect him, and she has always been there for me. Throughout my life, I have always puzzled about Al B. Sure. And headed where was he? What was he doing? And, most importantly, why was he even thinking about me? The absence of my father has given me a better understanding of what type of man I am going to be before crediting his mother's love, support, guidance, and strength. The open letter created the space for dialogue between the estranged father and son, with Al B. Sure issuing a public response stating that he was confident he and Quincy would work it out. They were right, as they have since reconciled and are in a much better place after working to build their relationship. It wasn't a transition or anything. Pitt was simply finding things out. As his children publicly praised him, Quincy talked about having both his biological and adopted fathers in his life. Diddy has also been accused of being a bad father, particularly after it was revealed that he had dated Lori Harvey, the ex-girlfriend of his own son. How do you feel about Quincy's opinions about Diddy? That's all we have to say for today. Please share your thoughts in the space provided below. Thank you for watching, and until next time.